My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Blast off.
Roll 'em. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Darren Otero, a.k.a. Steve Stevens. Mr. El Scorcho to you, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer. And like I said, I have been murdering these people, Skip.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I've been living up to that Bookie Killer name over the last 30 days and then some.
I've known 3 or 4 bookies that have been shut down that absolutely just refuse to take my clients' baseball bets anymore.
17 total throughout the office.
Brother, I want to thank you for what you're doing in baseball right now.
You're very welcome. And we're going to get into the show.
It's unbelievable.
I'm sitting here with my partner, the numero uno, the big skipper, a.k.a. the chiropractor. And I would like to say the chiropractor has actually been seeing the chiropractor this week because it seems like he's straightening out his clients. And in the meantime, all the hard partying and the hard lifestyle of the life that we have to live to provide you guys with the sports information has got him a little unstraightened out.
Well, let me just say this. When I hit that jackpot the other night on that multi-card machine.
Just a light 15,000 on something small.
15,000, thank you very much. And I cashed out my sports betting tickets that day. The duffel bag that I had over my shoulder. The duffel bag I was carrying over my shoulder with all the money in it.
Right.
Yeah, it's got my neck really kinked. I got a pinched nerve in here. The chiropractor says I got a bulging disc. I got something bulging for you.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and your bookie, and his chin. Yeah. So, but the good news is people know that you're human. So even though you're working your ass off and you claim to be the chiropractor, you straighten out people's bankrolls. You straighten them out when they're losing. If they don't want to pay and they're 11-2, you straighten them out with their attitude on what they need to pay.
I straighten out their betting habits. I straighten out their bookie for sure. I straighten out their attitudes. That's why they call me the chiropractor.
But in the meantime, you threw yourself out of line by helping everybody out.
Absolutely. I'm trying not to think about it. I have been to the real chiropractor 4 days in a row, and my neck, my shoulder is absolutely killing me. However, I don't even feel it right now. I'm here with you, Steve. I'm here to entertain the people.
Maybe you should try some of my Master Closer Kush today and take your pain away. Huh?
That's an idea. We can talk about that later.
Anyway, it's a gorgeous day out here in Las Vegas. I'm proud to be born and raised, 4th generation, born and raised Las Vegas. It's June 8th, like I said, 2017, podcast 125.
Wow.
Like I said, and we're going to keep going. If you like what we've done so far, and for you people that are just catching on to the VIP Sports Podcast.
Where the hell have you been?
My name is Steve Stevens. I'm the most feared sports bettor in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm a Bookie Killer. I've been feared for years. I'm the only individual in the world that's been documented on CNBC, the Business Financial Network, 72.3% for 7 years straight.
And your baseball right now is even higher than that, brother.
We'll get to that in a little bit. I'm the only person in the history of sports betting to ever have a television show on primetime television show where they actually paid me hundreds of thousands of dollars to let you guys into my life of a guy that bets big and lives larger.
Amen, brother. Listen, I've been in this industry for 19 years. This football season will be my 20th year, Steve, as a professional sports consultant here in Las Vegas. I could be sitting in anyone's office. I'm with this man because he's the best in the world, and believe me, I've been around the block. The man's got more money behind him and more contacts than anybody in the business. He wins more games than anybody in the business, period. Let me just put it to you this way.
If we told them what our record was, they'd probably think we were lying.
I'm not even going to quote our baseball record right now because they absolutely wouldn't believe me if I told them, okay?
Our clients believe it.
Now, here's the thing. The bottom line is when the sports books in Las Vegas refuse to take your bets, obviously you're pretty good at betting sports. I'll just leave it at that. They refuse to take his bets. 80% of the sports books in this town, if he walks in and lays down $20,000 on the counter and says, give me the Houston Astros for 20 grand, they'll say, come on, Steve, you know we're not going to take that bet.
No, they'll actually say, sorry, Mr. Notero.
Yeah.
They go, Darren Notero.
Yeah,
no.
Well, my point is, If you're barred from making wagers in the Vegas sportsbooks, you obviously know what you're doing.
Here's the bottom line. If you guys are into making money betting sports, the reason why we do the podcast is to help the legalization of sports betting. As you know, Skip, we got to make those votes. You got to put in the bill to make it legal. President Trump, do something for us. We need to get sports betting in at least New York, New Jersey, Texas, and California, not to mention Florida. If we could just get those 5 states, we could get shit cracking.
Don't forget Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania just passed a real nice bill when it comes to gambling and sports.
I think they're going to let.
We're getting there, friend.
I think they're going to let Christie and New Jersey and the East Coast get it first before anybody. But
we're getting there.
They also thought California was going to have recreational marijuana before Nevada, and that didn't happen either. So shout out to recreational marijuana, July 1st, where you can just buy and be high till you desire. Recreational style, you know what I mean?
What a week we had last week, man.
Anyway,
holy shit.
By the way, before we go there, I want to give a shout out to my sales crew. It's summertime right now, so as you know, we have a skeleton crew. 17 guys that we have broke a record. What that means is last month we wrote more than we did the year before. Right. And that's my only goal in life as a business owner, is to do more this year than we did last.
And as the sales manager that runs this for us, I'm going to pat myself on the back.
You should, because you know what?
If I could reach my back.
Yeah, well.
My fucking shoulders killing
That
me.
money's holding you down so well, what would you rather be? Broke with a good back? Or a sore back with your money coming through your fucking ceiling?
I'd rather have fucking money coming out of every orifice and every pocket and have a sore shoulder and sore neck.
But like I said,
that being said, I'm patting myself on the back as I run the sales crew around here.
Absolutely.
Between his games, he makes my job so easy. It's pathetic. I want to thank you again.
Well, not to mention, what I'm very proud of is the numbers are up from the year before, and we actually lost a couple guys that were with us. I mean, we've lost, Fondo, God bless you, you'll never be forgotten. He was a major weight. We're going on his anniversary and all that type of stuff, not to bring up any negative.
Right.
But we also lost another upgrader, a fat guy, real fat guy that wears a lot of hats, eats a lot of lure tabs. He now pitches in the back of an office at an attorney's office, in a 300 square foot office. He used to work for us. And so to make up for the business, losing a couple key guys and writing more, that is on you. Thank you for being a...
Yeah, I just thought I'd pat myself on the back while you were announcing that record-breaking month last month.
Record-breaking month last month, like I said, 411 news and $611,000 for 60. So I want to give a round of applause. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot to everybody out there listening, 120,000 on an average. Football, yeah, we can hit the $250,000 mark. To do that in May, June, and July in my industry, it's fucking phenomenal.
We averaged $150,000 in volume for the month of May. For anyone in the industry knows that is amazing. I want to thank all the fans out there.
Yes, because without our clients, it couldn't be done.
I want to thank every one of you that got off your ass and called in and are participating in this phenomenal baseball season we're having. And most of all, I want to thank my sales crew out there. I'm working with a skeleton crew right now. It's summertime. They did an amazing job. And most of all, I want to thank Steve, because his games, his sources, and the money he's got behind him have absolutely made my job and their job a whole lot easier.
Yeah, well, the money comes in. You sign people up, you make a certain amount of money selling packages. When you win a whole bunch of games and you show results, it quadruples the salesman money. So, they're loving me. I'm loving the results of the company, and that's what makes us number one. We do whatever it takes to make you money, period. Like I said, Skip throws out his back. I go nights without sleep, making sure that I deal with players, coaches, CEOs, having people at baseball fields, scouts, doing whatever it takes to bring you the best possible information to make you money.
Don't stop doing it, brother.
And I sure won't.
Because me and my clients really appreciate it right about now.
And if you guys want to get a hold of us, call 877-220-6540. As you know, there's a lot of trolls in this industry. Everyone wants to be us. Everybody that sees a podcast gets trolled immediately. So if you want to know that it's us, simply pick up the phone, call 877-220-6540. At this point of the year, if you're looking for a free pick, call somebody else for sure. You can go to our website at VIP Sports. You always love when I do that, don't you?
That's hilarious.
You can go to our website at VIP Sports Las Vegas. Hey, we have a $29 package on there. If you can't afford $29, you shouldn't be sports betting, period.
Amen, brother.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
It's almost like if you're spending your kids' money, the last $500 on sports betting, you shouldn't be a sports bettor.
If you can't justify a $50 a day investment to beat your bookie, then you're in the wrong business.
Correct.
You should stop betting sports.
If you're calling us,
period.
I would have to say you need $500, $250 to pay us, $250 to put in a betting account, and let's see what we can do for you.
That's it.
That's pretty much a slow level. But go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We have packages for all size, shapes of sports bettor. Whether you're just getting started, whether you're a house mom or an all-out degenerate that doesn't know how to win, or a guy that doesn't want his money in the stock market anymore, wants to see some real results and see 300% and 400% on your money in 7 fucking days.
Absolutely.
If you could show me that in the stock market, you're lying. You can lie to me, just don't lie to yourself.
And all you investors out there and all you businessmen out there that are listening to this podcast every week and you haven't called in, I mean, shame on you. We're not trying to change anything that you're doing. We're just trying to add bullets to your arsenal.
Listen, I've never met anybody in my life that couldn't use a second income.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, multi-billionaire, he still comes out with a new Windows every other year, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. So it sounds to me like you can never have enough money.
So if you're that businessman out there and you're vested in 5 or 6 different things,
call.
And your life is busy as shit.
Let's get that money.
And you don't have the time to do the handicapping, to do the studying, you don't have the contacts that we have, but you still want to beat your book and you're betting sports on a regular, continue to run your business, continue to take care of your family, continue to do everything that's working for you. Let us manage your sports betting account and let us have you make more profits than you've ever made in your life, and we'll do all the work for you.
You mind if I just come off harsh real quick?
I don't care.
Sports betting is a $1 trillion industry, which means there's a lot of people that are betting that aren't calling us. Why the fuck, if you're a sports bettor and I'm the #1 sports consultant in the world, if I win more money than anybody in the fucking world, documented on CNBC, put $100,000 tickets on Instagram, I'm a man of my word, I say what I do, and I do what I say, why the fuck wouldn't you call me?
That's a great question.
If you bet sports, why the fuck would you call somebody else or fall for anybody else's fake bullshit when I'm DocuVi, I'm verified on Instagram, the only sports consultant that's verified on social media. That means I'm a celebrity and I'm real. Not some guy that says I am with fake-ass fucking pictures. If you bet sports and you haven't called me, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you have a friend out there that bets and they haven't called, what the fuck is wrong with you? So if you haven't bet sports, maybe you should, and you should call me. But one way or another, call my company. I'm the best. Let's start making some money. Let's stop all the stories and you should do this, and if you don't do that, you should do this, and our nice sales way of telling people to call.
I can't tell you how
I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world, so if you don't call me to bet, if you bet, you're a dumb motherfucker. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. Subscribe to the VIP Sports Podcast on YouTube, iTunes. We love reading all your comments, as always. Appreciate a thumbs up. Like I said, everybody loves us. We love you back. When you click the subscribe button, however, on YouTube, make sure you also check the button with the bell. Because not only will we ring your bookie's bell,
ring my bell.
You'll get alerted when our
Ring my
podcast comes
bell.
out. That way you don't have to search for it. That's why during the summertime, a lot of people don't go searching for the podcast. They need to be alerted.
Right.
So make sure you hit that bell to make sure all is well. Fair enough?
Stay alert. Ring
Follow
the bell.
us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at VIP Sports LV. You can direct message us with any question, anything that you have that pertains to us helping you make money. Because at the end of the other day, would you rather a nice guy that loses you money or an asshole that makes you an extra $500,000 a year?
I'll take the asshole.
Me too. Armed Force Radio Network.
That didn't even sound right, though. I'll take the asshole.
You take the asshole?
Yeah, don't cut that clip out and I'll take the asshole.
Well, you keep saying it. We're going to
Skip
have
will
to
not
for
take
sure.
the asshole. Skip will take the money.
Well, you're going to take the guy that's an asshole that's making you money. Period.
I know, it just didn't sound right. I'll take the asshole.
Well, I'm sure that you've had those nights.
No, that's why I'm clarifying it. I've never had those nights.
I hope not, buddy. Well, maybe on a female, not on a male. But like I said, hashtag stay away from the ass, and you will keep your cash. We told that to NBA players. See, are we giving out a motto to not hit the ass? Because that might go out to the NBA players. Well, Steve switched it up. Mm-hmm. Now he says, don't hit the ass, hit the puss. The whole motto was to the NBA players,
right.
Hit the ass.
Keep the cash.
Keep the cash. You mind if we do a show, get into a little baseball for these guys?
I didn't mean to throw you
Real
off.
quick, Armed Force Radio Network, 3.5 million viewers. We love you out there. We get military people every day. I'm going to salute you, and I'm going to keep breaking your motherfucking bookie the same way you keep protecting our country. Mm-hmm. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
You can watch us at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, and again at Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, Mondays 6 a.m., 6 p.m. All you guys out there listen, 3.5 million. Go to the VIP Sports Podcast. At least subscribe. It's the least you can do for us if we're going to entertain you and fucking take a couple hours out of our day. Fair enough?
Shout out to my man Garrett, 10 years in the Navy.
Shout out to my baby girl, Aubrielle Notero. It's your birthday Sunday, baby. I love you.
Nice.
Happy birthday to you. You share the same birthday with my brother, Dr. Scott, out there.
Dr. Scott.
Happy birthday, brother. 2 days later, if I'm not mistaken, another family member out there of the Skipper Foundation.
That is correct.
Happy birthday, Right Side.
Right Side's birthday this week.
Ryan's in the fucking house. Now that we get the birthday shout-outs, I want you guys to have a very special day on Sunday. It's your day. Don't let nobody take it. But more importantly, our guys want to know how to make some fucking money betting sports. Fair enough?
Well, give us a call. We'll tell them.
Goddamn right. Why don't we get into a little bit of what's hot right now? Fair enough?
You want to head into the baseball segment?
I'm going to get right into baseball. Like I said, I couldn't be more excited. Why don't we talk about who's hot right now?
Let's do it. Let's head into our baseball segment with our weekly Who's Hot and Who's Not, Steve.
Well, Houston Astros, best record in baseball right now, 42-18, have lost 2 games in a row following their Major League Baseball best 11-game winning streak.
Correct.
Who, by the way, when they broke that record, was fucking amazing. They had a 5-run lead. The relievers and the closers just couldn't help them out there. They're fucking tired. Either way, keeps them in first place with a plus 104 run differential. I think the next best is what? Dodgers at like plus 82 or something?
Mm-hmm. Now, what that means, people, a run differential just simply means...
How many runs? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The Astros have scored 104 more runs total this year since the season started than their opponents have scored on them. So the run differential is always a big stat to look at, and the Astros are number 1 in that category with 104 more runs than their opponents. And the only reason they lost 2 in a row, Steve, yesterday Dallas Keuchel was supposed to pitch. He was a late scratch in that game.
I saw it, yeah.
He was a late scratch, had a little illness, okay? I don't know if he got a little too drunk the night before, maybe ate some bad pussy. I don't know what happened to Mr. Keuchel. Come up with a little illness. He got scratched right before the start yesterday, so they had to bring in a starter yesterday that wasn't prepared to go, and the Astros took it up the ass yesterday.
Which is a lesson learned because we tell every one of our clients to do what with the pitcher?
List your pitcher.
So list the pitcher, which means if you had that bet early in the day or somehow you got it last night and you listed your pitcher, it's considered a no bet. That way when the starting pitcher gets sick and gets scratched, you don't take it in your ass when he gets scratched.
Right. So that's a very important thing you just mentioned there. When you're betting baseball, if you're betting particularly a pitcher, and in the case of Dallas Keuchel, you probably were betting the game because of the pitcher. However, the Astros...
What do you mean, without any shadow of a doubt?
However, the Astros are the best team in the game. I'd back them without Keuchel. But in that particular circumstance, Keuchel was going for what? An 10-0 or 11-0? He's got a perfect season going. There's a thing in baseball that's called listing your pitcher, which means when you list the pitcher, that particular pitcher must start the game for the team you're betting. So
or it's a no bet.
And if something happens and he gets scratched, like Dallas Keuchel got scratched yesterday with an illness before the game, then that bet is canceled and you get a refund on the bet. Now, if you took what they call an action bet on the Astros yesterday, that means you want action on the Astros regardless of who's pitching.
Correct.
And your pitcher gets scratched, you still got a bet. So if you bet on Dallas Keuchel and the Astros yesterday on an action bet and didn't list your pitcher, then you were in action and you lost because he didn't start the game.
But I'd like to say something. If you are one of those guys that bet action, that's betting baseball, I just want to look at you. You don't know a fucking thing what you're doing. Why the fuck would you bet a game in action when you have it listed when you're betting pitchers in baseball the entire time? It's almost like an advantage with the sports book that 95% of the public don't even take advantage of.
It's an insurance policy.
Sure is. That's free.
Yeah, it's an insurance policy that's free when you list your pitcher. It's as simple as that.
Speaking of scoring runs, Skip, the Rockies have outscored their opponents 32-6 during the 4-game winning streak.
Right.
Colorado outscored the Cleveland Indians 19-4 in a fucking slaughter in their 2-game set. They're season best 15 games above 500 right now at 38-23.
Right.
They're a season best 15 games above 500. Is there any other teams that are as strong as them right now, Skip?
Well, let's just talk about the Rockies since you're on the Rockies for a second.
I was more on the 500. Plus 500 is pretty serious right now.
15 games above 500
Correct.
is that's some pretty good baseball at this point of the season.
Well, Chicago Cubs have a lot of work to get to that fucking spot.
Speaking of the Cubs, that's what I was about to say. The Colorado Rockies, who, yes, have won 4 straight, they got the 4th best offense in all of baseball. However,
first place in the NL West and the 2nd best record overall in the National League.
Yes, and guess what? I got this listed as the best series of the weekend. The Colorado Rockies are going into Chicago, into the Windy City to take on the Cubbies at Wrigley Field this weekend.
That is going to be a game.
Folks, that is your best series of the weekend to watch. The Colorado Rockies heading into Wrigley to take on the Cubbies. Will be one hell of a weekend series, Steve.
It's going to be a confidence builder for one of these teams for sure. Because the Cubs, of course, they won 5 in a row before they took the hit or whatever. So they showed a little bit of life coming back. And I'm sure, like we've talked about, they'll be just fine. They'll be okay. Probably even win the fucking division.
After they went 0-6 on the road, the Cubs last week on the West Coast, they got swept by the Dodgers, swept by the Padres. They went back home to Chicago. They've won a few games now, 3 out of 4. They're getting hot again. They're starting to hit the ball a little bit
This
again.
could be a big-time confidence builder for the fucking Cubs, dude.
This is a big series.
And it could be a big confidence builder for the Colorado as well.
Keep your eye on the Colorado Cubs series this weekend. Maybe not a series to bet. However, a great series to watch. 2 solid teams.
A team that I'm not impressed about, but you've constantly talked about it. Have we made a lot of money off them lately? No, because I really don't fuck with them. There's too many other spots. But Washington Nationals, dude. Nationals are 16 games over 500. I got to stop hating on them. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they score a lot of runs, but I think they average, 5-point-something runs a game?
The Nationals are 7-3, Steve, their last 10 games. They just took 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers.
Narrowly missing sweeping the Dodgers as Clayton Kershaw shut down Strasburg and the Nats 2-1 yesterday.
That was a hell of a game yesterday. Kershaw and Strasburg, which, by the way, that could be a preliminary a preview for the National League Championship this year.
No doubt about it.
If the Cubs don't pick up their game. The Dodgers-Nationals could very easily be the National League Championship
I got
series.
a poll question out of nowhere.
You might see Kershaw and Strasburg matched up again this October, my friend.
Let me ask you guys, and if that does happen, who do you think is going to come stronger and who will be healthier at that time? Kershaw or Strasburg? I want your guys' opinion. You let me know. Saying Kershaw all day long. He's more maintenance.
Nationals just
He's more maintenance-free.
Well, Strasburg has a history of being injured.
Correct.
However, congratulations to the Nationals, like you said. They do have the #1 offense in all of baseball.
Yeah, they do, brother.
5.6 runs a game, the Nationals. #1 offense in all of baseball. Just took 2 out of 3 out there at Dodger Stadium against a very solid Dodger team.
Here's another thing you better keep in mind. Nationals have 7 straight games at home starting today.
Yes, they do.
So a team that's on fire. Now, Skip, you want to tell these people about their home record? Are they good at home or not?
They're very good at home. They win on the road and at home. That's what makes them a great team.
Okay.
Nationals are absolutely solid. Listen, they're a team to watch. They're a team to make money on, too.
I know when you're at home with your girlfriend or your wife and your family and you're living your normal day-to-day life, you're definitely going to play a little bit better baseball. So to say that 7 straight games at home is an advantage, I'd have to say, yeah, it is a little bit.
They had a nice little road trip, and they are heading home. Wow.
Well, they play Baltimore once, then 3 games versus Texas, 3 games versus Atlanta. Washington is 16-9 at home this season.
There you go.
So you're
All right, so they got Atlanta and Texas, 2 teams that are absolutely fucking horrible.
Yeah, well, then you got your Baltimore team, which
Baltimore. I'm glad you brought that up,
I know
Steve.
Baltimore's a little sticky because some guy fucking just pissed you off.
Can I have fucking 60 seconds to address the Baltimore Orioles?
Yes, you may.
And my friend out there that fucking thinks that I know how to recommend cheeseburgers?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a...
By the way, Skip eats filet mignon and the finest foods in the world.
I like cheeseburgers too. I mean, no doubt. However, I'd just like to clarify a little something with the Baltimore Orioles. I did say 2 weeks ago that the Orioles are a good team. Now, at that time, they were in the middle of one of their slumps. And you said, what happened to Baltimore, Steve? I said, they're solid. They'll be there. They're still a good team. They're just going through a rough run. 3-13 is a real bad slide. However, Baltimore, I'm going to reiterate, is a good team. They're 21-10 at home. They're 2.5 games out of the division lead. They got the 4th best record in the American League. And they're 21-13 against the American League East. They have the best record in the American League East, which is the hardest division in baseball, by the way. They have the best record against their own division teams in the AL East. So put all that together, and I'd have to say that Baltimore is a good team, my friend. Matter of fact, they're the 4th best team in the American League. So, yeah, I do recommend Baltimore, and I do recommend cheeseburgers for anyone that's interested.
I love your fucking attitude. And we also recommend Dick for your bookie's mouth if you want to start winning.
Thanks for letting me
clarify.
clarify.
And that guy, no problem. And I'm sure if his girl was around, you could probably clarify her too. So shout out to my guy out there, because money over everything. Remember that.
Yeah, mushroom Swiss, by the way.
That's a fuck. Or Italian sausage. Whatever she's hungry for, we got. One team that I do want to talk about, which is a shady team to me, they have been making a lot of money. Detroit Tigers are 7-3 in their last 10 games, Skip.
I'm glad you brought the Tigers up.
Since May 23rd, 3 call-ups from the AAA have combined to throw 27 2/3 innings without allowing an earned run.
Wow, say that again.
I'll tell you one more fucking time. 3 call-ups since May 23rd from the AAA team combined to throw 27 and 2/3 inning without allowing a fucking earned run. Is that fucking amazing?
Buck Farmer leads the way.
Well, no, you mean the farm league for motherfucking Detroit must have some pitchers over there right now.
Well, the one guy's name is Buck Farmer.
Buck don't give a fuck.
Buck Farmer, 13 innings.
He's bucking motherfucker. Buck. He's bucking motherfucker batters down, huh?
It says they struck out 26 and walked only 6.
Let me finish. Buck Farmer, 13 innings. Now, we're talking about 27 and 2/3 innings here.
Right.
They haven't allowed a run. You got Buck, who don't give a fuck, the farmer, 13 innings. Warwick, 10 and 1/3 innings. And then you got your boy Leon over there.
Arsenio Leon.
Arsenio Leon with 4 and 1/3 innings.
Yeah.
They've struck out 26 and walked just 6 during that span.
That's impressive. Almost 28 innings, 1 out shy of 28 innings without allowing a run.
So there's your answer.
That's what I call calling up some pitchers from AAA
to get the job done
when you need a little help.
Talk about calling AAA. They came through, huh?
Call AAA. Now listen, the Tigers, Steve, I'm glad you brought up the Tigers. They are one of my sleepers in the American League. If you go back to the beginning of the baseball season, these podcasts.
If you're a sleeper, that means all you do is dream. And I'm in reality world, so they can dream these nuts. Fuck Detroit.
Listen, I'm telling
Sleepers don't do nothing but dream.
Detroit is a sleeper. Their bats are heating up, Steve.
Are they?
They're only 2.5 games out of the American League Central, right behind the Twins in Cleveland. They've won 7 out of their last 10. This offense is healthy, and they're starting to hit, and they're getting some pitching. And they're only 2.5 games out of first place. Keep your eye on the Detroit Tigers, Steve.
I got you. That's your sleeper. Miami Marlins 7-3 in their last 10 games. They've been doing their fucking thing.
I just can't ever back Miami. I just have a hard time doing it.
You know, I'll agree. On the opposite side of the coin, I have a hard time backing them and a harder time backing St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, well, the reason why Miami's 7-3 in their last 10 is I think 3 of those wins came from the Philadelphia Phillies. So you can't really count those as wins.
So you're right. So just to recap, like what's hot in baseball, like you said, Tigers are 7-3. Houston Astros are 11-2 with a 42-18 fucking record.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Let's talk about Seattle at 8-3.
Seattle's been hot.
You got to be careful though. 11-20 on the road, Skip.
Great point.
You've said it every fucking time. If you can't win on the road, you can't win. So Seattle 8-3. They can't win on the road. Is that a team you should be betting on nonstop right now?
You can bet Seattle at home. If you had them during the run, this little home stance they've been on, I think they're at home for one more series this weekend, Steve, and then they're going to be heading out on a road trip again. Be real careful betting Seattle. I could back them at home in the right situations. Be real careful, as you pointed out, with Seattle on the road, 11-20 away from Safeco Field, Steve.
Well, we just wanted to tell a couple people about who's hot right now. When we come back, we're going to do a segment this week, like we always do, to give people information. The segment this week is going to be the top 5 offensives in baseball, the top 5 offenses that are scoring runs, top 5 teams that are getting the job done, and we're also going to tell you the top 5 teams who are, I should say, the bottom 5 teams who are just absolutely shit.
The worst 5 teams.
That is correct.
The bottom feeders.
And by the way, the baseball segment was brought to you by BetOnline.ag.
Yes, it was.
With its management team together since 1991, BetOnline.ag is one of the web's most popular betting destinations, offering wager on nearly every sport and event possible. Once you are in the action, you'll see firsthand why BetOnline.ag has an A+ rating, including the earliest opening odds in the industry, Skip.
That's important.
The best live betting software in the business, and more importantly, fast payouts. One thing about us, and be honest with you, I don't know how long BetDSI and BetOnline and all our guys are going to stay on us because we've been breaking them down. Hopefully we don't run our sponsors off. We love you guys. But more importantly, BetOnline has fast payouts. Head over to betonline.ag today and sign up for an account using the promotional code NEW2500 and get a 50% welcome bonus instantly added to your bankroll.
Wow.
Once again, betonline.ag because you can. Fair enough? And like I said, I'm not a bookie. I'm a bookie killer. I don't care where you bet. We just want to make sure that you get paid and you get paid fast. Fair enough?
Fair enough. And listen, when they got the early opening lines, that's always an advantage too, people. So Check it out, betonline.ag, man.
Well, I say we take a little commercial break. When we come back, we're going to tell you who's not so hot in baseball. We're going to talk about the top 5 offenses, who the worst top 5 offenses are, and we're going to talk about anybody that touches Khloe Kardashian's pussy does not know how to play basketball anymore. Right after the break.
BetDSI.com. Over 20 years in business, A+ rated and fast and free payment of winnings with odds on all sports and global events. Get a free $25 right now to try the site and a 100% bonus on your first deposit. Go to BetDSI.com now because it's only a game until you bet it.
The Tiger Stream is the best media streaming Android device that I've ever used.
And when it comes to looking for something to watch, I swear, the Tiger Stream box is
From the moment you open the box, the Tiger Stream is going to stand out from all the other streaming box providers.
Pretty much, we're getting rid of cable because we heard about this.
And y'all already know it is your boy Soulja Boy. Shout out to Tiger Stream. We just opened it up straight out the box.
With all the content this device can access, it literally pays for itself in just a few months.
Yeah, man. If you ain't got this in your crib, you ain't no big dog, man.
You do like making money, correct? I'm Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm the Bookie Killer. Whether you're here in town on business or to flat out gamble, don't forget, sports betting is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you deserve your fair share. Call 877-220-6540 or go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, mention this ad, and get a $500 personal play absolutely free. See you in the winner's circle.
Blast off.
Blast off. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the baseball segment, section 2 of the baseball segment. We're going to get right back into it.
Section 2, I got some goo for you.
That's correct. We told you we were going to tell you about the teams that are not hot. We told you who was hot. This is who's not hot. And once again, that'll be Khloe Kardashian's pussy. As you know, and we will get into that a little bit when we talk about Tristan scoring 0 points. Talk about Lamar Odom almost dying, and talking about every player that's ever played basketball that's fucked a Kardashian or touched their pussy went completely downhill.
Oh.
But we're going to stick in baseball right now with what's not hot, a team that I can't fucking stand. I told you before, St. Louis Cardinals, Skip.
There's only one thing I like about the St. Louis Cardinals, Steve.
What is that, brother?
Matt Carpenter. He's a great player. Shout out to Matt Carpenter. He's a hell of a player. The rest of the Redbirds can suck my ass. They suck. They're horrible. They lost 6 straight.
Dropped 6 in a row, their deepest slump since they've lost 7 straight in July 2013. 2-8 in their last 10 games.
Terrible.
Their longest streak in 4 fucking years.
Terrible.
Up next for the Cardinals, right-handed pitcher Mike Leake, 5-4, has yet to beat his former team. He's 0-3 in his 6 career starts against the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, they got a day game against the Reds today. As a matter of fact, I think they're playing right now, Steve.
I'm sure they are. And 4.9 ERA. He's lost every outing and has lost all 6 fucking games. So not a guy that you want to put your money into or anything like that. Once again, these are teams that are not hot, teams that you want to stay away from and keep your fucking money away.
So what they're saying is Mike Leake, okay, who now pitches for the St. Louis Cardinals, used to pitch for the Cincinnati Reds, is throwing in a day game right now against his former team. And when
he's actually thrown against them 6 times, hasn't won once.
Yeah, so the only thing that's leaking when Mr. Leake pitches
is his asshole.
Is his asshole and your bankroll.
And his ERA.
Yeah, it's leaking, all right. Stay away from the Cardinals. I got one thing to say about the Cardinals, Steve, before we let them go.
Go ahead.
We beat up on them enough. They will get their antidote this weekend, Steve, because the Philadelphia Phillies will be taking on the Cardinals in St. Louis. They're going to be playing the Phillies on their own field on at Busch Stadium this weekend. So if you lost 6 games in a row, you've won only 2 out of your last 8. Your pitcher is leaking from his asshole.
Definitely.
And leaking your bankroll. There's no better antidote than to have the Phillies come into your stadium this weekend.
Or Steve Stevens with some information and a tampon to go right up the boogie's ass and stop the bleeding.
They should get well because they got the Phillies this weekend.
Teams that are not hot. Cleveland Indians have lost 5 of their last 7 fucking games. They're fucking absolutely playing like shit right now.
They're leaking a little bit.
Team worse than that, the Chicago White Sox, 1-6. Team that should be absolutely embarrassed. Heading to Cleveland, White Sox are 13-21 on the road, Skip.
Yep.
1-4
on this particular road trip.
On this particular road trip right here.
The White Sox definitely are not playing good ball. They suck on the road, as you just mentioned. They've only had 1 win in their last 5 games on this road trip, and now they got to head into Cleveland this weekend. I don't see it getting any better for the White Sox.
I don't either, to be honest with you. Texas Rangers, how they gave Houston a fucking loss, I have no idea. They've lost 3 of their 10 fucking games, and a couple of them were fucking Houston, 2 fucking best team in the league. So
Texas Rangers have only won 3 out of their last 14 games, Steve.
Yeah.
And guess where they're going this weekend?
I know exactly where they're going.
They're going to Washington to play the Nationals. They got a big problem, okay? They got a real big problem.
Well, this is a marquee matchup that you need to look out for.
I might be giving out too much information.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, don't start taking what I'm saying right now and say, oh, I'm just going to go bet against the White Sox this weekend.
They're going to, for sure.
I'm just going to take the Cardinals to beat the Phillies.
And you wonder why
I'm going to take Texas to lose to the Nationals.
And you wonder why you only get 20 calls a day inbound instead of 80. That's your fault.
Listen, just because I'm giving you these numbers and Steve and I are talking, we're just having a little man cave chat here, okay? Don't take this shit and think you're going to go make money on your own. Don't try to throw darts. Give me a call, 877-220-6540, and I'll tell you which spots you should be taking which teams. Don't try to figure this out on your own just because we're talking over here.
Another team that Skip loves the ballpark, loves to go to the game, who's playing like absolutely shit. San Francisco Giants, which I'd have to say has been one of the biggest disappointments this year I've ever fucking seen. 3-7 in their last 10 games. San Fran is 13-14 at home, but 11-23 on the fucking win.
Another team just can't win a game on the road.
Just write San Francisco down as a foreclosure team until we tell you anything else. Fair enough?
Well, it's not going to get any easier for them either because guess who they're playing?
Who?
They got to take on the Twins this weekend.
Oh, my God.
So it isn't going to get any better for them. I mean, the Twins are in fucking the top of their division.
Well, not only that. They're not only in the top of their division, but they're on top of life right now. Don't forget, Major League Draft is Monday. And speaking of the Twins, they got the #1 pick, my friend.
They do, Steve. That's a good point.
So, I mean, they got some swagger going on in their ball club right now, bro.
Very good point.
They're leading the division. They're feeling good. You better watch for them fucking Twins.
And they got the #1 pick.
#1 pick
on Monday.
That does a lot for your confidence in your organization. The owner starts leaking out some bonuses. People start feeling good. And teammates start playing real good together.
Yeah, speaking of leaking. So to sum up who's not hot, the Texas Rangers are horrible. They've only won 3 out of their last 14. They got to head into Washington to take on the Nationals. And by the way, Texas is 9-18 on the road. Oh, God, they got a big problem this weekend.
White Sox 1-6. Like I said, a team that you definitely don't want to have your money on. San Francisco's 3-7 in their last 10 games.
Lost 3 straight.
Skip just said Texas 3-7 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, 3-11 in the last 14.
Oh,
unbelievable.
God, even fucking worse.
Cardinals have lost 6 in a row.
There's
a lot of foreclosure teams out there.
No doubt about it. Those are teams that you definitely want to stay away from. We don't go over every team and what's going on because
you can't.
Not only that, but we only focus on teams that you make money. Remember, the VIP Sports Podcast is to show you how to make more money betting sports than anybody else in the world. Our job is to make you a better sports bettor. And by the way, the second half of baseball was brought to you by Paperhead, Skip. It's time to start making real money by starting your own business today with the best player management software in the business at paperhead.com. Built with exclusive tools to maximize your profits quickly and easily. Paperhead's secure, user-friendly platform allows you to become your own boss in this billion-dollar industry. Make sure to jot down the link that you're seeing right now on the screen, right now.
Where is it? Right below you?
Right there.
There it is.
Head over and get access to Paperhead's stellar platform at half price.
Half price?
You heard it right, half price. Exclusively for the fans of the VIP Sports Podcast. So if you're like Steve Stevens and you bet big and live larger, there's no better place to cash in than Paperhead.com. Fair enough?
Hey, real quick, since you mentioned half price, I'm going to let it go right here, right now.
Do it.
Give me a call right now. Call me this Friday, 877-220-6540. You want half price? I'm going to give you half price. Give me a call this Friday. I'm going to give you a full week, 7 days of VIP service for $125. That's half price. Is it not, Steve?
Yeah, normally $250.
Normally a $250 package.
Why don't you do something crazier? And in that half price package, I'll give him one of my $2,500 personal plays that our record's 32-4, and I'll throw it in for free. How about that? You want people to fucking call you? Run your fucking ad. Let's see if you guys call and actually see it. You know.
Wow. You know what we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast? If you listen to this podcast and you love making money and you haven't called us.
If you bet sports and you don't call us, you're just fucking insane.
If you're sitting around thinking, maybe I should call these guys, I've been listening to them for 2 years.
Come on, dude.
All I hear all I hear is all the money they're making. You know what I'm saying, Patrick Stidham? Give me a call and let me help you, buddy. 877-220-6540. 7 days of VIP service. Cut it in half. $125.
Do you want to turn
In addition, Your personal play?
$2,500 value, throwing in an absolutely free. Now, if you can look me in the eye and tell me that you don't want to turn $500 into $2,500, you can lie to me, just don't lie to yourself.
Wow.
You don't fucking deserve it. Your family deserves the finer things, and so do you, and so does your fucking bankroll. If you've never bet before, take the fucking chance. Make a small little investment. Let us show you how to make more money betting sports than you do at your job.
There it is. It's not getting any better than that, people. If you're the guy sitting out there saying, I should call these guys, I should call these guys, why don't I call these guys? There it is, man. It doesn't get any better than that. You're going to get a $2,500 game. A game that he gives to his big boys that bet $25,000, $50,000 a game. He charges $2,500 for one play. You're going to get one of those games for free and a full week of VIP service for $125. You're fucking out of your mind if you don't call us right now.
One call, that's all. Anyway, let's.
What do you want to do now?
I want to finish out the baseball by talking about the top 5 offenses.
Okay.
And the bottom 5 offenses. In other words, teams that are scoring, getting you some runs, and teams that suck a fucking cock that'll have you in foreclosure.
Okay.
Let's start off with the top 5 offenses, which blew my mind. Washington fucking Nationals, once again.
5.6 runs a game.
5.6 a game.
Number 1 offense in baseball.
What happened to the Yankees, brother? I mean, they're
number 3.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. Well, they were leading number 1 for a while there.
Well, these top 3, 4 teams, they intertwine. They bump.
The differential's not all that big, and we'll get to that in a second.
It's actually not.
Washington Nationals with a 5.6. Number 2 with the Houston Astros.
Yes. Number 2 offense in baseball as far as runs per game. And I think that's the only thing that really counts.
When you bet sports, you're kind of looking at a pitcher that can hold the other team down and then hoping they can score you some fucking runs, last time I checked.
Yeah.
So the number 1 team is Washington, number 2 is Houston. These are teams that you can depend on to score fucking runs and produce some scoring runs.
And the last time I checked, you got to score more than the opponent to get paid, right?
Yeah, that's baseball. Hello?
Yeah. That's any sport.
You said number 3, the New York Yankees.
Yep.
Shout out to D. Gregorio's out there. Brendan Fleming for...
Shout out, Mark.
Shout out to Brendan Fleming when I was out there in San Diego for dropping that Coke fart in the truck. We'll never forget that. We'll talk about that off air.
Does a Coke fart smell like a regular fart, or is it worse?
I don't know if you know what a Great Dane fart smells like.
No, not really. I can imagine, though.
Oh, well, you have a big 140-pound dog that lets up. 30 seconds later, dude.
It's like a silent but
you're
deadly?
fucking gagging. You actually feel the heat from the fart.
Oh, my God.
A Coke fart is no different than a heated fucking Great Dane or a dog fart, dude.
I heard of Coke shits before.
Oh, well, Coke shit's going to have you do it. But we didn't know what was going on. Then we look back, and he has this look on his face.
Oh, no.
So I knew that he had did a little toot because we had been drinking.
Yeah, when we say
and that fart.
When you say Coke, you mean cocaine, not Coca-Cola.
Oh no, straight cane.
Yes.
He let a Coco Loco. He let a Coco fart out.
I'm talking Peruvian flake fart.
But listen, when you're sitting in the back of the rolls and you have the middle seat and you're sitting like that, you might want to not drop a Coke fart out your ass because
in the double R?
Motherfucker.
I'd have pulled right the fuck over and thrown him right the fuck out.
Not only that, but I just got new microfiber fucking AC filters to clean the motherfucker out. Cost me $1,100. Shout out to Fleming.
So,
I love you.
Hold on a second. So after this happened, you went straight to the dealership?
Buddy, it was our girl.
And got new filters?
No, 2 weeks later.
Okay.
But hear me out. The girls are Mark D, Sandy, Kelly, and myself were literally in the car, like ready to fucking puke. Had to roll the windows down.
I would have pulled the fuck over and threw him the fuck out.
Nah, that's my boy. Like I said, we've been through worse.
Was it Mark?
No. My man Brennan. We won't say his last name. Brennan is one of our loyal listeners out there.
We'll just call him B.
B. Flem to be exact.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, guys, and then number 4 is the Colorado Rockies, which have been scoring tremendously as well.
Offensive machine.
And number 5, I guarantee nobody would have guessed.
Guaranteed nobody will know this one.
Cincinnati Reds coming in
Unbelievable.
at top 5 offensive scoring team
number
in
5
all baseball.
Team. Yeah. And just for the record, you know who number 6 is?
No.
The New York Mets.
Now that I would have, honestly, dude, I'm a betting man. I would have bet you any amount of money they weren't top 6.
They score runs, Steve. They just give up a lot of runs.
Jesus.
They're the number 1 over team in baseball, which we mentioned before.
Guess you learn something every day. That's a stat I haven't even looked at.
They score 5 runs a game, dude.
Mets have turned me off so fucking much. I don't want nothing to...
Number 6 offense in the league.
The Mets make me so sick. I don't even want to go to New York. I don't want to take a subway. I don't want to look at their team. I don't want to do shit.
And when the Mets actually get completely healthy, I mean, Seth Smith is not even in the lineup. When they get completely healthy, they're better than the number 6 offense.
Where's Syndergaard?
Probably looking for a barber.
So, guys, give you the top 5 offenses. Hey. These are teams that you know are going to score some runs. Mm-hmm. We're just giving you some advice to you square people that don't know how to bet. In baseball, you have to score more than your opponent. So if you see a pitcher that you know can withstand the other team, you have to know that team can score. And the top 5 are who, Skip?
Washington, Houston, the Yankees, the Rockies, and the Reds. And the differential between the Reds The 5th place team and number 1, the Nationals, is only a half a run per game.
I was just going to say probably 0.4, so
only
0.5?
Only a half a run per game.
0.5.
The Reds are averaging 5.1 runs a game.
And I will tell you guys, these are teams that you do bet.
All right.
Like, just hear me out. Give or take Washington, if you literally have bet Washington, Houston, Yankees, Rockies, Reds,
you're just making money.
You're making more money than you've ever made in your fucking life, and that doesn't mean you parlay them. That doesn't mean you parlay them. Parlays are for suckers. Yeah. If you're straight betting those teams, you're making fucking money.
You got to pick your spots with the Reds, but yes, however, they score a lot of runs.
You got to do that with Washington too, though.
And the Reds play in a great ballpark. I mean, they play at a great American ballpark.
They sure do.
Now, that's a hitter's park.
Now, here's a team that you probably didn't think was number 1 as the worst, who just swept the Cubs just a few days ago.
The top worst 5 offenses in baseball.
Number 1, we're going to have to bring in the San Diego Padres out there.
Worst offense in the league.
The whole city of San Diego with their football team, their baseball, they're just completely fucked right now. The fans don't know what to do.
Well, the football team left. The San Diego fucking Padres suck. They can't score.
Yeah, they don't even know what to do. San Diego 3-4.
3.4 runs per game.
Yeah, and now check this out. Here's another stat I don't know if you know. They're also number 1 leaving people on base with an average of, you ready for this? 12.2.
All right, now do you hear what he just said? Now that's some hard luck baseball. You actually got to give
that's a team that's playing. It can't fight, and you ain't got nobody to bring them home.
It just can't get them home.
No RBIs on this team.
Listen, I got to tell you, San Diego plays with heart. They got a lot of young, no-name players on that team.
They swept the Cubs, even though they had Zika.
They did sweep the Cubs. San Diego plays with heart. Okay, we just told you
We've already discussed they've only been swept by a couple different fucking teams, even though they get killed.
They have the number 1 worst offense. They're the bottom when it comes to run production. They barely average over 3 runs a game. However, they're number 1 in the league with leaving runners on base. They average over 12 men left on base for the whole game.
That is serious fucking numbers.
That means they're getting walks. They're disciplined at the
plate.
Correct. They're disciplined at the plate. They're getting hits. They just can't fucking drive them home.
Their base running is smart. Yeah, there's no RBI hitters on this team.
They can't string them together.
Correct.
Yeah, so listen, that's a young team that's ready to explode if you look at it that way.
No doubt about it. Labeled as the worst, but number 1 in other areas. Like you look at 12.2 men left on base.
Yeah,
that means this team is playing some fucking baseball and getting people on the base and don't have nobody to bring them home.
Yeah, they are ready to explode. Kind of like a drunk at the roulette table at 3 in the morning on the strip when he finds that $100 hooker. Ready to explode.
I was just going to say, no doubt about that. Number 2, the Giants being the second worst team in the fucking league.
They just can't score.
These are teams that need AAA to get some people up here to get something going.
And one thing about those 2 teams we just mentioned, they play on the West Coast. West Coast fields are traditionally unders, traditionally way more unders on the West Coast than on the East Coast. So San Diego's a pitcher's ballpark. San Francisco's a pitcher's ballpark.
And we've taught this to these people. If you listen to our podcast, we give you information every week that you can't get nowhere else. Yeah. This week we gave you the top 5 offenses. We're going to finish off the worst. Don't bet on these teams right now. They can't score. San Diego's an all-time worst. San Francisco's terrible. Mm-hmm. Kansas City Royals should be so fucking embarrassed it's not even funny.
Right.
To have a World Series a couple years ago to be in this situation, flat out embarrassed. I don't know who fell off more since that World Series. Kansas City's team or Vegas Dave?
Or Schwartz.
Or Mike Schwartz smoking heroin. These were people that were on top of their game, holding up a sign, I'm won $4 million. We ain't heard from that motherfucker except when he caught a case. Mike Schwartz, 3.5 years ago. I'm number 1. Smoking heroin, sleeps in the gutter now.
You want to throw BA into the mix?
Yeah, BA might not even be alive right now, dude.
BA, man, where are you at, brother?
So I don't know what's worse, the way those guys are living or the way these teams are batting. But number 4 is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals.
Horrible. Can't score a run.
They sure as fuck can't. And as you know, Skip, who number 5 and 6 are, there's teams right there that can't score.
Angels.
Oh, God. What happened to the Halos?
Mike Scioscia.
They're obviously running with the devil out there in L.A.
Mike Scioscia fired that guy quick. The Angels didn't help themselves when Trout got hurt. I mean, Trout just had thumb surgery. He's out for a long time.
So, the reason why we did a little extended baseball ceremony for you today
is because,
didn't we? Well, the reason why is because all the money's made in baseball.
All the money's in baseball.
You want me to go talk like ESPN for 4 hours about one basketball game last night?
No.
You'd have a better chance of me fucking your girl. It just ain't going to happen. Bottom line is, the 5 worst teams of scoring in the league are San Diego Padres, the Giants, Kansas City, St. Louis Cardinals, or the Los Angeles Angels. These are teams that can't score your runs.
Just can't put up a run.
Stay away from them. On the other hand, teams that are scoring nonstop, Washington, Houston, Yankees, Rockies, Reds.
Correct.
Coming in at number 6, Mets, which fucking blew my mind for sure. Why don't we get into a little NBA, Skip?
Let's do it.
And I got to admit, last night was fucking fantastic. I actually enjoyed watching last night's game. I actually watched the fear in LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers lose the game in the last couple minutes. I watched the most composed team and the best player look like bitches. I watched Kyle Irving play the best fucking game an NBA player could possibly play and still have it not be good enough, which was fucking absolutely amazing.
You know, I turned it on with 2 minutes to go, and I saw all I needed to see right at the end, brother.
All right, well, that's exactly what I said as well. But why don't we get into a little NBA Finals, Skip?
Well, before we do that, let's tell them real quick. The NBA is brought to you by BetDSI.com.
Goddamn right it is.
Is it not, Steve?
You're motherfucking right. Shout out to Anthony out there.
Anthony at BetDSI.com, operating for more than 20 years. BetDSI is an A-plus rated sportsbook. They offer fast payments on your winnings with odds on all sports and all global events. From the players who demand it all, like Steve Stevens does, if you want to get involved in an office pool, maybe some poker rooms, you want to play some of the horses with the Belmont coming up this weekend, skill games, to the whale bettors out there that bet large, like Steve does, and the average guys out there that want a no-nonsense, high-limit sportsbook, or just an average $100, $200 bettor, go to BetDSI.com. It's the perfect choice. And if you go over there right now, you use the promo code Cheddar, and they'll give you a free bet. I think like $25 or $50 free play, something like that. That's what it said on the pamphlet, right?
I don't know. I don't know how long they're going to be with us if we keep taking these clients down.
Listen, BetDSI, we've been smoking the shit out of them. I know some guys that are just absolutely torching them.
But hold on. We're torching them. They're our own sponsor. We've taken down for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Sorry to say it, but we have to keep it real. Your clients, you said, have been getting paid fast as a...
Yeah. My clients are getting their paydays over at BetDSI.com. They're getting paid. If you're looking for the best solution where you want to place your action, go to BetDSI.com, where it's only a game until you bet it, Steve.
Where it's only a game until you bet it.
Back to the NBA.
Back to the NBA. Kevin Durant had a baseline jumper, three-pointer last night that completely changed the fucking game. I got to be the first to say. I've said it, and I'll say it again. Kevin Durant was a beast last night. I told you, I wasn't excited about Kevin Durant coming to this team in the beginning of the year because I felt like they didn't need him, okay? I've said it all year long. He kind of changed up their team a little bit. But last night, and I've told you during the finals, this is when Kevin Durant would shine, and sure enough, he's shining. Third player in history to score 25 points more in his 8 playoff games that he's had, bowing down to Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal.
Right, well, that's a pretty good company.
Those are a real big company. But I just got to say, first of all, what a fucking great game. They played their ass off. LeBron James went berserk in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Motherfucker went off, played as good as a game.
He came out in his house and just fucking made a statement.
Made a statement that
and
it was...
Unfortunately, he didn't have any support.
Well, he didn't have any support? Well, that's where you're dead wrong, because Kyrie Irving played better all around than LeBron James did.
Well, I just saw the fourth quarter.
You're into baseball. Let me handle the NBA,
when you score 19 points at home in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you hang out with Kershaw, and I'll hang out with the NBA players.
Okay, I'm just saying, when you got 19 points in the fourth quarter on your own court at home and you got the lead in the NBA Finals, fucking shame on you.
But let's just be truth here. You hang and mingle with a lot of MLB players, have them to your house, you go to their house, and I'm smoking blunts, kicking it with NBA. 85% of the NBA are my friends.
Just my observation.
My point is exclusive as they listen to you about baseball, they better take heed to what the fuck I say about NBA.
Listen to the NBA guy right now.
Period. So bottom line is, if Kyle Irving played literally the best game to me as he could possibly play. He was taking 4 players at a time to the hole. He fucking kicked ass. Kyrie Irving, I got to give a shout out. You fucking murdered that team yesterday, and it just wasn't good enough. What was amazing is that, I have to say this, Cleveland probably played the best game that they possibly could play in their house, and it wasn't good enough. What they didn't expect was Golden State to come back and have one of their best and most stellar performances of the playoffs. The 3-point shots were amazing. Clay Your defense, Clay's defense in that game, ripping fucking LeBron, his defense was a major factor that turned that 2-point lead from losing by 3 into a positive 5. Klay Thompson was a very, very big factor in that game, not to mention Kevin Durant not being scared, not being nervous, taking it to him at the end of the game and firing that fucking 3. You know the team is confident when they have a 3-on-1 break and Curry hits a 3. Then they had a 2-on-nobody break where it's him and Durant running down. He stops at the 3-point liner and pops a 3 rather than give it to Durant for an easy dunk. That's fucking major confidence, which seems to me Cleveland didn't have at the end of that game since you watched the fourth quarter. If you're going to tell me that you didn't watch the scaredness and the fear of Cleveland and their fans in that last minute, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, they were scared shitless. I'd be scared shitless too. I mean, Golden State's 15-0 in the postseason.
Scared money don't make money. Scared players don't get you paid. And LeBron, if you want to fucking have a legacy of Michael Jordan, you can't look like a bitch and you can't be scared like you were last night. Because if you guys tell me you've ever seen Michael Jordan scared in that position, you're a motherfucking liar.
Let me ask you this.
That's why you can't compare them to as the best in the world.
LeBron,
most powerful player, yes. Best at everything, no.
All I saw was with a minute left, Durant coming down with the ball. They're down by 1. He's got LeBron on him. He's fucking 5 feet back from him. He walks right up to the 3-point line, stops and pops a 3. How do you feel about LeBron's defense on that play?
Clowning you. They've took LeBron out of his game.
Was there any defense there?
This is what I've been saying. No, actually, I want to give it to him.
With the game on the line, I saw him walk right up to the 3-point line,
Skip.
Stop and pop right in front of LeBron.
Believe it or not, these two teams were playing as hard as defense as they possibly could. Both teams run too fast.
Cleveland can't play any better defense than
I was just trying to tell you. Listen, here's Cleveland fans, I got to tell you something. I got to be honest. That was the best game you guys possibly could have played.
I agree.
And it just wasn't good enough.
I agree.
Kylie Irving went berserk. Smith, okay. LeBron James, you played as good as you possibly could. You represented, you kicked ass. They did take you out of the game. You were not composed in the end because if you were, you could have easily won it. You got to remember, they're in your fucking house. They're in your motherfucking house talking shit. You don't let them come in and run your mouth. That's when you put a player from the bench in the game and have him steal on green out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
Have a little fucking heart, coach.
Yes.
Have a little heart, Cleveland.
That's
when a fan throws a beer on a motherfucker and changes the game.
Well, see, now you're talking. Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I took it a little too far, but you know what I mean.
I do know old school NBA. That's when you send a thug in there off the bench and take someone to
elbow somebody in the jaw, period.
Fucking send a message.
You've seen the look in LeBron's eyes that he wasn't right. Anyway, it brought my excitement back for the finals because I know that game wasn't scripted. It was an absolutely real game. Cleveland played as good as they could. The player of the game to me, Cleveland, no doubt, Kylie Irving. I'd have to give it to Durant. But secretly, Klay Thompson and the shooting of my man Steph Curry is what got them in it. So I'd have to say, as a team, God damn, you guys played fantastic. You guys played great ball as a team. And to have what would you call a team like this? It's not, I mean, an all-star team. Because
I'll tell you what I would call it.
No, because the team, Skip, you got to hear me out. This team's going to do nothing but get better. And if Durant has learned how to bow down and play with another team and doesn't want to be the best, what it looks like, and these team plays together, dude, all they're going to do is get better and better and better and better.
Golden State is like Google. It's a fucking monopoly, baby.
Well, it's unbelievable no matter
how. It's a monopoly.
Anyway, like I said, Kevin Durant got the job done. Cavaliers led late in the game en route to a 118-113 win for Golden State and a 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals.
Golden State gets the win in Game 3. They also get the cover, which is important, and the game goes over again, Steve.
And guess what? We're undefeated in baseball, and it's all documented in our podcast. As you know, in Game 1, we gave it free to you, told you that it was the biggest over in NBA history to take the under. We flat out gave it to you. And we also gave you the statistic on them being number 1. We didn't do a podcast for second game, but every one of our clients got Golden State as a blowout winner as they got the over in Game 3. So
Golden State is a perfect 15-0 in the playoffs, as most people know, unless you're living in a cave. The important part on those 15 games, Steve, they've covered 11 of them.
Oh.
They're 11-4 against the spread in the postseason.
With 15 straight wins.
They're also 11-4 to the over in the postseason.
They don't even know what losing is at this point.
It's just Golden State and the over in the postseason all day, every day. 7 out of their last 8 games have gone over in the postseason. Golden State and the over all day, every day. That being said,
I got one more.
Game 4, Friday night, right?
Yeah, well, the Warriors have scored 114 points in 36 minutes of first quarter play in this series. The Warriors are 23-0 when scoring at least 35 points in the first quarter of this season.
So is there a first quarter bet there in the next game?
I'd have to say if you're one of those degenerates that's throwing out those quarter bets, you might want to look what's going on.
Well, the line came out Golden State -6 for Friday night's game 4. And within less than an hour, it went from 6 straight to 6.5. So a lot of early money came flying in on Golden State for the sweep.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that Golden State can play as good as they could in that last game, nor do I think Cleveland or Golden State will show up as good as they were in Game 3. They both played phenomenal games. So for Cleveland to win here, they're going to have to come with the same intensity that they came in Game 3, and Golden State's going to have an off game. Only chance in the world that Cleveland has to get a win here.
They're going for that perfect 16-0, my friend.
They're looking to break out the broom and sweep them the fuck up.
The total in this game is 228.5. That, my friend, is right back to the highest total in the history of the NBA postseason.
And like I said, you got to be careful. Give us a call. One call, that's all. We'll show you what side to be on, and we'll take you in the winner's circle. Because after all, you do deserve to make money. You do deserve to win. There comes a time where you do deserve to shine, right?
Right. Let's talk about some real men's sports, some hockey, where they beat the fuck out of people.
Some banging, motherfucking, scrapping, left hook throwing, knocking motherfucking out, hard-nosed fucking
some
hockey.
fucking high-sticking motherfuckers.
Let's get into the National Hockey League. Skip, hockey is sponsored by Tiger Stream.
Yeah, it is.
If you're like most sports bettors, you want to watch every fucking game that you have action on. But every now and then, as you know, because of blackouts, you can't. With Tiger Stream, you can fucking play or watch any game, anytime, anywhere around the world.
Wow.
Whenever you want, wherever you want. Simply connect the Tiger Stream to your home Wi-Fi and get access to every major sporting event.
That's huge.
Tiger Stream also offers access to TV shows and movies without any annoying pop-ups, malware, or viruses.
And nobody wants a virus.
That's for goddamn sure. Ask the Kardashians. Shop now at tigerstream.tv and use the code VIP to get $75 off your offer. Keep it real. Cut your cable bill. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Let's get into a little bit of hockey. It's 2-2, which I did say you thought for sure the sweep was going to happen.
Wow.
Even a human being like yourself. But like I said, we didn't handicap the Penguins to win it all. Matter of fact, the last 2 games, I didn't even give you a hockey play.
No.
You specifically came into my office and demanded one and wouldn't give you one.
There's way too much money to be made in baseball right
Period.
now.
Sorry.
To even think about betting hockey. But there might be a spot here in the last 3 games that we might make a move on. You know, that being said...
You want to give out some stats to these people for hockey that they can depend on? Let's just do this. Let's give them some Game 4 or Game 5 stats. How about that?
Well, the home favorites are 4-0 in the first 4 games. So if you're just taking the home team and the favorite, I mean, you're getting paid.
Every fucking time.
Yeah.
So Skip made a very valid point. Once again, this is Penguins and Predators for you squares out there that don't know what we're talking about. Stanley Cup Finals.
It doesn't get any better than the Stanley
You talk
Cup.
about watching TV, drinking a beer, cooking up some food, and watching some motherfuckers bang.
The series is tied 2-2, so now it becomes a best of 3, okay? Because the series is tied up. So, I mean, if you're not watching the Stanley Cup the last 3 games, you're out of your fucking mind. This shit's intense.
Like Skip said, the home favorites are 4-0, period. Nashville defense is going to be key in Game 5. I can tell you that right now.
Well, Nashville's defense has just been the key to the entire series, period. It's been the key to the entire postseason.
I think it's what's kept them in it.
Yeah, Nashville is their defense is definitely winning the games for them
because their scoring isn't all that outrageous. If you looked at points per game,
no,
they don't lead the league.
I think they average 2.9 goals per game. Okay, which is not, it's not what Pittsburgh averages.
No.
Pittsburgh average. That being said,
I think Pittsburgh averages almost a fucking goal or a goal and a half more, like 3.5 or 3.3.
3.3 or 3.4, I believe their averages. Pittsburgh is one of the highest.
You average that 1 goal throughout the year. That's a lot of goals.
Yeah. Well, see, the difference is
goal.
No, that's soccer. Pittsburgh is not scoring the way they should. Nashville's defense has been phenomenal. Pittsburgh only has 28 goals in their last 11 games. So they're only averaging about 2.5 goals per game. And this is a team that normally averages 3.3 or 3.4 a game. Now, another big thing, Steve. Pittsburgh just cannot convert on a power play.
No, I seen that. It's ridiculous.
They're 0-13 the last 3 games on the power play. They haven't scored a power play goal in the last 3 games. You're not going to win the Stanley Cup that way, brother.
Period. Those stats right there will tell you it just can't be done.
This is a high-powered offense that hasn't been able to convert on a power play. 0-13 the last 3 games. So listen, I got some news for you, Penguins. If you don't come out tonight and score on the fucking power play when they give you the opportunity, you're going to lose the Stanley Cup.
So pretty much the key is scoring on the power play. Defense is crucial. Otherwise, they're just going to run right over you. Like I said, they've made it to a 2-2 game, which is very exciting for me. I like to see where this thing is going, Skip.
I know where it's going, man.
Where?
It's going back to Nashville. Man, the crowd's been crazy in Nashville. Barkley was even at the damn game.
Yeah, well, that
I mean, they're going crazy out there in Nashville.
Yeah,
Nicole Kidman, they got them all. Keith Urban. All the celebrities there, all the Cowboys are there. Barkley showed up. It's a hell of an event.
Make sure you watch tonight. It should be a great game. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm not going to go give you a breakdown on what to bet because, like I said, too much money in baseball right now. But speaking of entertainment,
we're running a little late, man. My phones are ringing off the hook.
We're getting out of here. Kendrick Lamar, like I said, one of the best rappers in the game from Compton. Sister graduated high school. Now the guy is being harassed because he buys his 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old sister a Toyota Corolla as a graduation gift.
That's a great gift.
Well, I was just going to say, well, he's a high, in the rap industry, they're expecting a fucking Wraith or a fucking Ghost like mine or a fucking SL. But guys, I mean, let's get into reality. Kendrick, you made a very good decision buying a Toyota Camry. Number one, she's 17 years old. Kids fuck cars up every single time. You're going to get an fender bender one way or another, whether it's your fault or somebody else's fault. Minor fender bender. Right. You're dealing with kids right out of high school, and it's a good running car. It's brand new. Safe. AC, seat belts. I don't know why you guys are giving him a hard time thinking a rapper should buy his sister a fucking Rolls Royce because he has the money.
Let her drive that car for a year. If she goes accident-free and ticket-free.
And she's 20 years old and she knows how to drive now and she's a woman rather than a little girl.
Yeah, then go get her to Benz.
Then bless her. So a message to you guys talking shit about Lamar, Kendrick. Fuck you, because I think, Kendrick, you made a great decision. I think that's the smartest thing you could possibly do. And the role model, what you're setting amongst people being a high-level rapper like yourself, get on, bro. I think that was a great fucking thing. And last thing you want your sister to do is beating up some brand new fucking
It's
bitch.
actually a smart, intelligent decision.
Sure is. Shows me where your head's at.
Yeah, very responsible.
Sounds like Kendrick will have millions of dollars till his grandkids fucking pass. You know what I mean?
Very responsible decision.
And on the other end of entertainment news, we were talking about earlier about the Kardashians' curse. It's more like you touch your pussy, you lose your basketball game, plain and fucking simple. Tristan Thompson, as you know, Khloe's BF, which by the way is gay as fuck, wore a pair of jeans from Khloe Kardashian's collection before Game 3 last night.
Oh boy!
And scored 0 points.
Let me get this straight.
Let me give you let me get this straight. Anybody in the NBA that has touched a Kardashian, a Khloe, or a Kourtney, or a fucking Kim pussy, game goes to absolutely shit.
So there's a common denominator here. If you touch a Kardashian pussy,
your game goes down the drain.
Yeah, your game's going down the drain.
Oh yeah, without any. Listen, hashtag touch a Kardashian bush, your game goes to mush. Write that down out there to you NBA. Steve Stevens' message to you NBA players out there. Touch a Kardashian bush, your game will go to mush. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All the way from the white boy that played, that had a little bit of game, that was string along in the NBA.
Yeah,
Kim's old boyfriend.
Yeah.
You don't even know his fucking name no more. Lamar Odom was fucking the shit out of Khloe, tried to kill himself, almost died, lost his NBA game completely. When she was fucking James Harden, he had to get rid of the bitch because his game was going to shit. So now we're looking at Tristan Thompson, Mr. Best Friend. Let me give you some stats out there for the Kardashians' curse. Tristan Thompson, Game 1, 0 points, 4 rebounds. Game 2, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Wow, that was exceptional. Game 3, 0 points, 3 rebounds. Thompson has been out-rebounded by Steph Curry.
Wow. So he's got 8 points.
Oh, my God.
So he's got 8 points in 3 games and is getting out-rebounded by Steph.
Well, how about this? He's played 3 games and scored 0 in 2 out of the 3. He's getting out-rebounded by Steph Curry, a guy that's fucking barely 6 foot.
And all you're worried about is wearing Khloe's fucking jeans.
Yeah, NBA players, please stay away from that pussy. God. It can't be that good. I know you're thinking you want to break the bitch, pimp on her, and get some money from her, but you guys got your own money. You don't need her dirty, broke down pussy that's fucked over 77 NBA dicks.
Well, fuck it in the offseason.
Jesus
right?
fucking Christ, huh?
Fuck with it in the offseason. Not when you're in the fucking finals.
I don't know,
right?
but I mean, I just, for any guys that I know out there, to any of my homeboys, they don't want the pussy. You got to stay away from it. It ain't no good. And like I said, stay away from the Kardashian bush, and your game won't go to mush. We'll leave it at that. Baseball's in full effect right now, guys. We couldn't be more excited. Minnesota Twins are hot as fuck. Their confidence level is through the roof. They're playing good. They got first round in the draft pick on Monday. I see them going real far. Teams that you definitely want to bet right now: Washington, Houston, Yankees, Rockies, and the Reds. Teams to stay away from: Padres, Giants, Kansas City, Cardinals, and the LA Angels for sure. Give a shout out to the NBA for having actually an exciting game yesterday, letting people play. Cleveland played the best game they could ever play. They gave their best, but their best wasn't good enough. And if you've been doing the same thing in sports betting or in life in general, or you're looking for a second income and you can't find it, I'm here. Let me be your huckleberry. I will make you more money betting sports than you do at your job. I don't give a fuck if all you got is $1,000 laying around. Would you like to turn 1,000 into 5,000? Yes or no? Would you like to turn 500 into 2,500?
Yes.
Would you like me to get you back 300% return on your money in 7 days?
Yes.
Stock market guys, oil tycoon guys, real estate tycoons, you're not getting this type of return on what you're doing. So keep hustling what you do and let us make you a second income. Because at the end of the day, it's here. And there's no better time. There's a reason you can bet $1 million on a hand of baccarat, $100,000 on a football game, and only $3,000 on baseball. Because if you know what you're doing, you can make more money in baseball than any other sport in the world. You can shut bookies down. We've shut 14 fucking bookies down. I'm living up to my name, the Bookie Killer. Are you living up to yours? And what that means is, if you're betting sports, and I'm the best in the world, and you haven't called and dealt with me, you definitely need to call now. You've been missing the boat, and you don't deserve to miss the boat anymore. You deserve the finer things in life. You deserve to go over and beyond what anybody's ever done. I'll hit the home run. All I need you to do is run the bases. On the behalf of VIP Sports and myself, we love you. Be safe. Let's go get this money. Shout out to Abriel Notero. Shout out to Right Side. And shout out to Dr. Scott. Happy birthday. And to all our followers, we love you. And Caesars, keep giving us that money. 32-4, motherfucker. Can you beat it? Didn't think so. We love you.
It's Steve Stevens. I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat. I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures. I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the palm play me. Fuck around and put $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Byron.
I keep hearing things.